What's up, guys? It's Seth bringing you my review of the Samsung Galaxy S3. I know the phone's been out for quite a while now, but tgbuzz and myself are finally getting able to review the phone. We got a not a copy, but the device in a little while ago. I've used it as my main phone for about 5 days worth of time, meaning that I've used it for messaging, email, social networking such as Twitter and Facebook, gaming with just a whole bunch of different games like Angry Birds or Temple Run, and I've used the camera, the video, almost every feature on this phone I've taken advantage of to see truly how it is for me and how it compares to my main phone, which is the iPhone 4S still. For me, I'll tell you how I overall think it is in comparison to the iPhone later in the video, but getting into the review itself, for the design form of it, it's, as you can tell, larger than the iPhone would be. Unfortunately, I can't really compare the two side by side right now because I'm actually using the iPhone to record this video. So in case you're wondering what I'm recording with, it's the iPhone 4S. But anyways, it is thinner than the iPhone, but the screen is quite a bit larger, and overall the device, as you can tell, is just overall larger, and that's one of the main aspects of a lot of Android phones right now, like the Droid series or the Nexus devices. Almost any Android smartphone is going to be pretty big in its size. At least the leading flagship phones right now, which the Galaxy S3 is one of those phones. But, however, even though I prefer smaller phones like the iPhone 4S, this larger design form factor was fine for me because it was thin, and it wasn't so large to the point of like something like the Galaxy Note that it was actually uncomfortable or inhibiting to my ability to use it for, using both hands to type in landscape mode or something like that. There was really no issue that I could see with the size. So if you do prefer a larger phone, then this is definitely one of the kind of that middle ground now, because there are phones that are getting even a bit larger than the Galaxy S3 at this point. But if you want something that's larger than the iPhone but not something like the Galaxy Note, then the S3 is definitely kind of in that middle ground and is kind of the sweet spot for phones right now, in my opinion. For the processor speed, there's no real test, even though I could do like a CPU-Z type of test on here. I don't have that loaded up, so I'm not going to do that. But as far as the specs go, it's a 1.4 gigahertz quad-core processor. Basically, all that means is that no matter what you're doing, whether it's gaming or browsing the web, not that that uses a lot of processor speed, but almost anything that's going to use up maybe video playback, those types of things, going to be no lag at all. I never experienced much lag. Actually, not much, literally no lag with doing anything, even playing more CPU-intensive games on the phone from the Google Play Store. I honestly saw nothing wrong with the processor speed, and that's obvious because of 1.4 gigahertz with 4 cores to throw at any processor-intensive task is going to be able to handle it on something like a smartphone. Going into, sorry, I opened up weather button right there, but going into messaging, just an example of kind of my opinions on typing on the phone. Before I get into that too much, I just want to preface this with, I don't like the QWERTY keyboard a whole lot on this phone. Personally, I don't think it's greatly accurate when you're typing on it, and especially if you're in this mode and not landscape mode, then it becomes pretty difficult to type normally with both of your thumbs and really get accurate typing. However, the one nice thing about the typing on this phone is that it has swipe. Swipe was a feature that has kind of been on phones for a little while now, but is natively on the Galaxy S3. Personally, I love it. It blows away regular typing. It's more accurate. It makes typing 10 times faster if you're able to accurately, still touch the letters and whatnot. And overall, while the regular typing is not going to be good, if you do like using something like swipe, and the example of swipe is just this ability to where you go over the letters and type things however you want to do. You just swipe over the letters instead of actually, pressing and typing them one by one. And in the end, because of swipe, if you do want to use that, it is going to be good. It is going to be accurate. It is going to be better than, in my opinion, an iPhone. But if you're kind of used to landscape or the regular mode for typing, if you're used to that and regularly typing with your thumbs, pressing down each letter by itself, the S3 is not really the way to go, in my opinion. Lastly, the main thing I want to talk about other than that, because I do want to keep this pretty short, excuse me, is the camera and video quality. Camera is right here, as you can see. It looks nice just how it is, and the design for, the features up here, and then, switching between stuff, it is pretty similar to how the iPhone is set up, but it does look nice overall because the screen is such a, nice and impressive looking screen for doing pretty much anything. But for taking pictures, the main camera, the back-facing or rear-facing camera, is 8 megapixels, which is fine. That's about average for phones right now. I didn't see anything amazingly impressive, but for, taking it out real quick and taking a picture of, you and your friends, or taking a picture of something you saw, just walking around, it's going to be fine. I always prefer regular video or video cameras or regular cameras for photo or video taking, but as far as smartphones go, this is going to be fine, but nothing, amazingly impressive. For video taking, however, I do think this is a very good phone. Really just like the iPhone is for me. It's a good phone for video taking because it does record in 1080p, and that's at 30 frames per second. 30 frames per second might seem a little bit low, but personally, by the time this video is up, I'll probably have gaming videos on my channel as well, Black Ops 2. Go and check those out, and that's what 30 frames per second looks like, because I render and record in 30 frames per second when doing video game stuff, just because it actually reduces lag for me, but you don't see any performance detriment because of 30 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second, even though most computers or most TV screens are running at 60 frames or higher at this point in time. 30 frames is going to be fine, and at 1080p you can't really go wrong, again, because most of the time that you're going to be using a smartphone for video recording is either you don't have the money to get a more expensive camera, which in the end this is going to be a great option as an alternative to a regular camera or video camera, or you just don't want to be carrying around anything other than your smartphone all the time, and in that case this is going to be good for those situations as well. Overall, I do think the iPhone is better, and I'm still running the 4S, not the 5, so that says something too. I think that the 4S, ease of use wise and feature wise with different apps and whatnot, in the end I do think it's a better phone. However, if you prefer Android with its customizability and larger form factor on the phone itself, because it is quite a bit larger, then this is the phone for you. Because if you like those larger phones, because some people do, I know people that would hate using an iPhone over something like the Galaxy Note. They just want larger phones because they feel like they can do more with them, and they can kind of get that almost tablet experience or computer experience from the phone by having larger form factor to it when doing stuff. For me, however, that's not. It's really up to how you feel about phones. iOS is still my favorite operating system, even though there are really good Android phones, such as the S3 out right now. And Windows Phone 8, I think, will be a big competitor to iOS as well, as we see more phones coming out with it. But anyways, when it comes down to it, really depends. If you're an Android person, S3 is for you. But if you are kind of on the fence, or you already prefer iOS, the iPhone, in my opinion, the 4S or the 5, still going to be best for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and favorite. Do all that amazing stuff. Comment, tell me other videos you want me to do. There will be more video reviews coming up fairly soon, as well as, like I said earlier, video game commentaries of Black Ops 2 will be coming up on my channel in no time. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, please subscribe. That's the biggest thing right now. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.